Hey guys, we've had a viewer request. We are going to show you how we whole house or how we turn out. It's all the same thing, just two different ways of saying it. We say whole house. The company we grow for actually says turn out. A lot of other people say turn out, but we call it whole house. What it is we're ready to come out of brood, and we use the center 300 feet of the house for our brood area. We've got a brood curtain and a partition down there, a brood curtain and a partition down there. I think that's about the way most houses are now. Some of the smaller houses, they use whole house brood. It really works great in a 300 and 400 foot house, but I don't think it would work here just because of the amount of space that we'd have to heat. We've never tried it. Been told by the service tech that we probably won't ever try it just because there's so much space to heat. Might work in the summertime, but we're not going to do it. I mean, we'd have to put in another 300 feet, 150 on that end, 150 on that end of these turbo grows or turbo mates, and that's a lot of expense. Plus we'd have to add 6 brooders on each end, so 12 more brooders for the house. It's just a lot of money that we don't need to spend. So,
and they say the coxy cycle kind of gets out of control.
Yeah, they say it can be a bear with a coxy cycle. We'll explain that one day. Today's not the day for it, just because I don't understand it either.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. So what we're going to do first, we're going to close our turbo mates. These are these yellow and orange pans. They're between the round pans on the feed line. We have to close them. We were told when we first started to close half of them at day 5, close half of them at day 6, heat the ends at day 7, whole house day 8. We don't do that, and the reason why is because when you have as many turbo grows or as many turbo mates in this brood area as you have round pans. So when you close half of the turbo mates, you lose 25% of your feed capacity. When you close the other half of the turbo mates on the next day, you lose another 25% of your feed capacity. So you're cutting your feed capacity in half, but leaving your birds in here for another day.
I think it'd be different if you had already turned out,
it would be,
and then where you were closing them.
It would be much different. But when you cut your feed capacity by 50% and you're selling chicken by the pound, that doesn't work out. So what we're going to do, we have a slide gate on these pans. It's right here. Danielle can get in there and show you. Right here where my finger is, right there.
Oh yeah, there it is.
And we push them closed. Now, I used to bend over and grab 2 at a time, take another step, bend over and grab 2. By the time you do a house or 2 or 3 or 4 or whatever you have to do, that's extremely taxing on your lower back. So the way we do it now is we use our feet. You come to here, I bump my foot a little bit, knock the loose litter off so that it doesn't spill in the pan. Put my toe up and push that way, and it closes. And it's about as quick as doing it with your hand. It's a little rough on the hips, but it's not as rough on the hips as it is on the back. Danielle likes to use her toe turned. She turns this way and pushes with her toe, kind of like she's driving a car.
Depends on which way I'm going.
Depending on which way she's going, but her feet are a little smaller than mine, and mine don't fit under there so well, and I usually just wind up either not closing the pan or tripping over the feed line. So we have one more line here to turn, here to close, and then we'll move on from there. Here we are in the front of the house. Same house. This is our number 6 house. This is the non-brood end to the front. It's a whole lot quieter and a whole lot cooler on this end. We do have the lights turned on the end. This is something we do for a few reasons. Number 1, make sure everything works like it should. That's number 1 because we have a day to fix it if it doesn't. Number 2, when the chickens can see through this partition, the whole first week all they see is black, so they don't know what's back here. When we turn the light on, they can see, hey, there's more house, more feed, more water, more this and that and the other. There's probably 50 or 75 chickens that have already jumped through the partition since we turned the light on, because they see there's more house, there's more available feed, more available water. We do have feed. It's overrun feed from where we've run so far. That pan's full, that pan's half full, that pan's got about a quarter. and you've got 3 lines with the same thing. For all the birds that are back here now, that's more than plenty. We've turned on 2 water lines, so there is water on this end of the house. So we turn them on to make sure, we turn the lights on to make sure they work, make sure the chickens can see, because when you raise this curtain, if it's still black, they're not as likely to go to the end. If you turn the light on 24 hours ahead of time and they can see there's something back here, they're more likely to come to this end.
Birds like shiny things.
Birds like shiny things. And the third reason why we do it is just because that's how we've always done it. I mean, that's as simple as it gets. So we've actually got this in 2 or 3 different phases right now. Number 1, I whole housed day before yesterday. No, yeah, something like that. Anyway, Saturday's when I whole housed it. Then we have 2, 3, and 4 we're going to whole house today. 5 and 6 we're going to whole house tomorrow. So it's all one day. Everything we're going to show you is in one day, but it's actually about a 2-day process to do the whole thing. So we're going to pick up 6, we're going to pick up 5, then we'll go to 4, pull the partitions, raise the curtain, show you the real whole house process.
So this is most of day 1 with, I really didn't want to be on camera today. Okay, so this is most of day 1. We turn the lights on in the front and back. We wait, we close the turbo pans. And then the last thing that we'll do on day 1 is turn the heat on in the front and the back. And the reason we wait to do that, it's morning time right now, and so it's a lot colder. So we use the heat from the sun, and yeah, we just wait because, I mean, that's money coming out of our pocket if we don't wait. So we need all the help we can get, all the free heat we can get before we turn the heat on.
There's not a whole lot of heat in it right now. It's about 30 degrees outside, I think. So, like she said, if we pull in air right now, you're pulling in 30-degree air, and then you have to heat it to 85 at some point. If you wait till about 3 o'clock, I think the high today is supposed to be like 55 or 56. It's still not warm air.
It's 20 degrees warmer.
25 or 26 degrees warmer, so there's not as much energy into heating that 56-degree air as there is in 30-degree air. So that's why we wait. That's something that we learned from Danielle's folks. We do it that way because they did it that way, and it always worked for them, and it's always worked for us. Summertime, we wait till 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon to turn the heat on, and usually it doesn't even come on. Usually these ends are so hot by then we don't run any heat, but we certainly are not in the summertime. I think it's about a week till Christmas.
Yeah, and we've said it before, and we'll say it again. My mama always said you raise chickens in the summer so you can grow chickens in the winter.
That's it. Grow them summer birds so you can pay the gas bill. We'll be back in a little bit. Now, we are in our number 4 house. We're in the back of the number 4 house. First thing we're going to show you is what we put up a video of not too long ago. My lovely assistant and boss, Danielle, came up with this. This is the winch for the brood curtain. We have to raise the brood curtain first thing. 3/4 wrench. Take the nut loose. Take the handle off. If you look right here, real close, you can see the flat right here that drives the handle. You got one on the top and one on the bottom. Go right past that, that shaft is still round. So, there we go. Put your drill on and tighten it up. Good and tight. Right here is a brake on this winch. It's a brake for up or a brake for down. I like to hold it in the middle because if it clicks up and catches, that drill is going to beat you to death before you can turn it loose. It'll get you 5 or 6 times before you move out of the way. And now we'll just run the winch up, run the curtain up with the drill. Put the lock back up where the curtain stays up, take the drill off, and there's your brood curtain. I put all this back together just so we've got it here together. That made a lot of sense, didn't it?
It's together, so we have it together.
Together. So why do we keep the handles on? Well, the back, it doesn't really matter as much. But the reason why we keep the handles on is in the front, during the summertime, it'll get hot enough early in the flock. I mean, it'll get hot enough on day one to run a tunnel fan. Well, when you pull a tunnel fan, all the air in the house is going to the back, all of it. Everything on this side of the curtain, everything on that side of the curtain. For the back curtain, that doesn't matter because the air pulls the curtain away from the partition. In the front, it pulls the curtain into the partition and actually pushes the partition over far enough that chickens can run under it, and you wind up with the front end of the house full of chickens. So, summertime, we leave about a 2 or 3 foot gap in our front brood curtain just for that reason. That way, when the tunnel fan comes on, there's room to pull air through without knocking the partition over. So now we're going to pick up this partition. And again, all this is, actually, I meant to tell you yesterday, but we had a few technical problems yesterday. We didn't realize that this camera takes pictures as well as video. So Danielle got some good action shots of me yesterday, and I just talked to her rather than talking to y'all. It was a good day. It was a good day. It was very informative for her. Things that she already knows, just reiterated. But anyway, our partitions that we use, it's 7/16 OSB. It's 8 foot sheets cut in half. So you got 2 foot by 8 foot sheets of OSB for the partitions. And let's go down here. If you look, I explained this yesterday too, but y'all weren't listening. So we're going to explain it again. You look at these partitions. 2 foot tall, 8 foot long piece of OSB with gaps cut in it for water lines and feed lines. We use a piece of wood to close up the feed line, the hole behind the feed line, so chicks don't run through there. And we use pool noodles.
Those look rough. But...
Those look pretty rough. Those have been in here a minute. But it's just a piece of a pool noodle about 8 inches long with a slit cut on each end so that it goes over the OSB, and the OSB goes up in on this side, and it closes the hole up really well. I don't even remember where we heard that from, but it really works very well. Our first ones, we had it to where the partitions were turned the other way, where they were turned up, and the water lines and feed lines, you would set your partitions first, and then when you lower your equipment, they drop down into the partition, which sounds great, and it works very well for keeping birds out of the ends. The problem is today. If you have your partitions turned the other way, you have to lay them down and pull them out from under the feed lines and water lines, or you have to raise all your equipment up. You raising your equipment up is going to stress your birds more than raising this curtain did by 10 times. So the reason why we do it this way is because it's a lot easier to get it loose when we're taking the partition up than it is to try to turn the partition flat, fight with it, and drag it out. There are other types of partitions. There's one that's like a real thick black cardboard that's kind of an A-frame looking partition. We tried it. We did not like it.
Not for us.
Not for us. We may not have had it put together right. That's very possible. We just bought some and put it together the way it made sense to me. And there's a lot of things that make sense to me that are wrong, but you know, it just didn't work for us. It was too easy to move when your working birds were going toward a corner. The partition would move a little bit, and when it moves away from the wall, you get a gap somewhere else, and they pile in there, and you wind up having to take the partition up to get birds out, and the next day they're right back in there, and it just wasn't worth it to me. This, for us and for what we do here, this OSB style partition works better than anything else we've tried.
Some people use pipe.
Some people use the migration pipes. We have them, but
we use that for, well, they're not tall enough, or the curtain's not long enough.
Yeah, the curtain's not long enough, and the pipe is too tall to go underneath the water line when they're chicks. Mm-hmm. So we don't use that. We just use the OSB, and people have used this stuff for decades for partitions. Danielle's parents used it on their farm, and their houses, 2 of their houses were built 40 years ago, and that's what they used then. It's what we still use now. It just works too good. It's too easy to replace if you have to, and you don't have to very often. So we're going to get this picked up. The way we do it is we start in the middle. We take 3 pieces to this side and hang them on the wall. Take 4 pieces to that side and hang them on the wall. The reason why we start in the middle is when you start in the middle piece, next piece, and then this piece, well, now here's your first piece when you start to put it back together, and it's on the end. So the first piece you pick up is the first piece from the wall toward the middle of the house. You don't have to set 2 pieces off and grab this one and go back and pick that one up. It's just easier for us to start in the middle. So.
Do you want me to record this? That's the gist of that. So I'm going to go ahead and flip on the water lines as well, the ones that we didn't turn on yesterday when we turned the lights on. So we have valves that shut the water line off for our brood area, and then we just turn them when it's time to put the chickens, to turn them out. And we have 5 water lines. And you can see what we have to hold the boards in place. These little racks. There's a short side and a long side. And then the boards just go, they fit nicely in between. And we hang those on the wall as well. Anytime we bump the feed line, it starts to run. There's the pool noodles that Tyler was talking about. We have slits. We just cut it, and then it wedges nicely. The board will fit in this area. And then we also, step over here. These are the boards that we have behind the pans to keep the chickens from coming out or going back here, which they hop over the pool noodles anyway, but keeps the majority of them out. And we have these switches on the wall. Here's where we turned the lights on yesterday. And then we have 3 feed lines. And those... Huh?
Wait before you flip those.
I'm not going to flip them right now, but... There's the control pan. So that's like the brood area control pan. And the switch right here is what says, okay, stop at the brood area or go all the way to the back of the house. But we're going to get these pool noodles gathered up in the racks. We keep them in this this bag. Tyler found them on the...
I want to say this was a suggestion from my aunt. All this is a laundry bag. Her daughters used them at college so they could keep their clothes together, put them all in at one time, wash them. Everything was great, and it works very well for these pool noodles. One more thing that's different. See, there's our pieces of pool noodle. This one looks a little rough, but it's just about an 8-inch piece of pool noodle with slots cut on each end. And when you get to the end of the partition, the best thing we came up with, and it may not be the case for everybody, but in our houses, this footing is tapered. So it's wider at the bottom than it is at the top. So when you put a straight piece of OSB against it, by the time you get to the top, you've got a gap about that big because the OSB is straight, the footer's tapered, not to that extent, but so what we did is we went and got pipe insulation. This one is about ready to be replaced. But I think it's just 1-inch pipe insulation.
And it's
cut
already,
off.
yeah, it's already got the.
You just set it over the end of the board just like this, and all it's doing is filling in the gap. That's all you need. You can also cut a pool noodle that way to slide over the end to fill in the gap, but we just use pipe insulation.
That material actually lasts longer than the pool noodle
I believe it
material.
does too. That's been in here 5 years, so.
And we've replaced pool noodles a lot.
A few times, yeah.
Yeah.
So, let me gather up the racks for this side, and we'll show you what we do with them.
I do work.
Today she's just standing there looking pretty.
Yeah. Well, I broke my toe, so like literally broke my toe.
She did. She hung it on the door frame the other day. I'm not going to tell you what she said.
I said fudge.
Yeah.
Like
Fudge.
I really did. That is how it came out of my mouth.
All right, when you look at these racks, and this may not be something that everybody uses, I don't know, but if you look at them, one side's taller than the other. The way it's designed to work is the tall side goes to the non-brood end so that your partition has more support going back. So if the chickens start pushing against it, there's more support to that side. When you turn one this way and you turn one this way, they fit together very well. Just like that. So we'll stack one side together. We have 4 racks for each side. We do it all the same way. That's 4 racks stacked together. And then we hang them on the wall right here at the partition.
We just have a screw hook and some string.
Screw hook in the wall and some string. When we get all of our pool noodles up, we'll pull the bag tight and hang it here as well. This way, all of our racks, all of our pool noodles, the board, the partition, and everything is right here. Now to start with,
It's together.
it's together. Now used to, we would carry the racks and the pool noodles back to the control room and then bring them back down here. I don't know why, it's just the way we did it. But it made a lot more sense to hang them right here together because there's no carrying, there's no dropping pool noodles. Everything's just right here together. So that's kind of how we do our petitions. That's how we pick up petitions. Now, like I said earlier, we're on 3 different days. So we whole house number 1 a couple of days ago. We're doing 2, 3, and 4 today. 5 and 6 are tomorrow. So we're going to go back in 5 and 6 in a little while and check. We're going to turn heat on, check temperature sensors and all those kind of things. And then tonight, about 9 o'clock or so, we'll come back and just open the end door and look. And I guarantee you, because of the floor being good and hot, there'll be chickens at the end of the house.
It's just like when you get babies.
12 hours.
Yeah. It's just like when you get babies, you got to warm the floor up before they get there.
A lot of people, we hear talk of people having trouble getting their birds to go all the way to the end. Some of them say they don't go for a couple of days. Turn your heat on, get your floor good and hot, they'll go. We'll come back, like I said, we'll come back tonight. It'll be about 10 or 12 hours from now. And I guarantee you there'll be chicks all the way at the end of the house. We're going to finish picking up pool noodles. We've got to do 2 more houses, whole house. We have to pick up 4 more houses and whole house 2 more houses. So we still got some work to do. We'll see you in a little while.
I just wanted to hop on here and show you guys. This is about 30 minutes after we whole house the front. And there's probably maybe a quarter of the house down at the end that doesn't have birds in it. But you can see they've moved pretty quickly to the new floor.
It's dark out here. Hey guys, it's about 9 o'clock. It's been about 12 hours since we whole house. I told you we were going to come back and that fan scared me. I told you we were going to come back and see how far they moved. It's been about 12 hours. So now I'm going to open the door. This is the front of number 4. Let's see where they are. Look at here. Look at that. 12 hours time, they're pretty much spread pretty evenly all the way through the house. So it just goes to prove, you get your floor good and warm, they'll go. All they need is feed, water, and air. That's it. So this is how we whole house. This is how we turn out. This is how we do whatever it is you want to call it. And hope you learned something. Hope we've helped you in some way. Hope you have a Merry Christmas. God bless. Don't forget the reason for Christmas. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.